Well, howdy there. Would you look at that? Season 3, Episode 3 of the LAS Lock-In Show. Welcome everybody back. We got a banger for you guys today. We are joined by 3 very special individuals with us today. We're going to be talking about all LAS related topics, but I am, of course, Macklin, joined by Pac. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing great, dude. Got a lot of guests, a lot to talk about, and can't wait to get into it.
Yeah. So no more one guest. We're bringing in a whole bunch of people from now on. It's going to be good. We're going to talk about a lot of LAS stuff. I mean, the last heat's coming up next week. This season really flew by. We're going to be talking about playoffs. We're going to have some hot takes, all that kind of good stuff. So sit back and listen to you boys. So first of all, do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
All right, I'll go first. My name's Vincent. I play with the Boosted Bonobos, and I've been in the LAS since season 1.
My name's Outrage, used to be known as Paperwall 4 Jr., and I play for Bye-Week as a top laner. And I've been playing since last split.
I'm RunningGriffin. I play for the B team. I'm the ADC, and I've been playing ever since Alawi release.
Ever since the Lowry release? When was that?
That was like the
probably
tail
a while
end of
ago.
season 6. Yeah.
Tail end of season. Was that like, what was that, Juggernaut meta? Was that with everyone was rushing Cleaver?
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
was around the same time. I miss those days, man. All right, well, we got our guests. You know who they are. I think we're gonna just jump right into stuff. Let's talk about well, I mean, like I said, the season's already over. We only got a few more games next week. Is there any kind of division you guys think you want to cover first? Like, you think anyone's gonna steal the first seed, or I mean, we got some ties in the Masters division. We got 9-3, 9-3. Outrage, you are on COG bye week. Do you think Direwolves are gonna fall behind you guys? You think you're gonna take the first seed from them?
I think we have a really good chance. I'm pretty sure they're going to go 2-0, and we'll go 2-0, but we have the tiebreaker based off of schedule and time, so I think we'll take first place.
Yeah, I mean, Masters has been looking pretty close. We still have some rescheduled games going on, but yeah, Vincent, where do you think your team's going to finish? I think it's pretty it's going to get a little contested around the 4th and 5th place.
Yeah, I expect we make playoffs. I don't think there's a chance we miss playoffs, but I would hope for at least second, because I don't think, or second or third, because I don't know. It doesn't look like Direwolves or bye week are gonna lose their last 2 games just based off strength of schedule. So I don't know. As long as we can slide in up there, I'm chilling.
Yeah, the crazy thing is that essentially all 8 teams have a chance to make it because of Gauntlet. Like, Gauntlet is just one giant race to the finish in a way. So I mean, Apple Bottom Boys, I mean, they're sitting at the bottom right now, but with the rescheduled games, they could climb up a little bit and maybe just make that Gauntlet run. I mean, when you're in, I mean, the thing is, nobody wants to be in Gauntlet, but I think it's actually really cool that we have that, just to kind of give every team the one final shot to make playoffs, because everyone wants to make playoffs because that means Grand Tourney. But yeah, I mean, I think Masters is looking a little contested right now. RunningGriffin, what team are you on again?
I'm on the B team
B team, and that
Yep.
is what division?
in
is that?
Champions division.
Okay, and you're looking at a 3-way tie for 4th. Okay.
Yeah,
So, How do you think you guys have been doing this season? You've been liking your teammates. You think competition is a little fierce in this region?
So we were first place last week and fell quite a bit. We are an expansion team, like Gemini said last week. So there is a lot of kinks to work out, but we VOD review very heavily. So I think even though we're tied for 4th, I think we make it to finals for our division.
Yeah, you guys were sitting on first for quite a while, but now you find yourselves in a bit of a race to get that number 4 spot. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure the person in 4th, aren't they like the final boss in the Gauntlet? I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure they're the final person that they don't go in Gauntlet, but they're the final team that's at the end of Gauntlet. So if someone makes it out of Gauntlet, I'm pretty sure they have to play them to get that 4th spot. So essentially every team pretty much strives to be top 3. If you're top 4, that's great, but then you have that one really crucial game that could actually knock you down and out of playoffs. But
we'll win that game though. So
yeah. Okay, there you go. I like
no
that.
worries.
Yeah. But yeah, regular season, it's pretty much already done. We only got one more. Playoffs is where it's at. I mean, we don't really have a system for tiebreakers yet. It does come down to head-to-head. Does come down to FFs and game time. But, I mean, you know, if you get in there, you get in there. So, yeah, anybody... Now, I wanted to introduce this as a bit of a segment. Like, do you guys have any... I like to call them hot takes. I'm sure you guys have said that before. Do you think... is there any, like, dark horse teams within all divisions that you think could... maybe make it through, or do you think you have an opinion that might be considered a hot take?
Yeah, especially considering the situation of the standings within each division. There's a lot that could be going on within any of these. So if you guys have any of these picks that you guys feel like are going to just come about, like even from 5th or 6th seed going into 4th, 3rd, any of those names stick out to you guys?
I think I can speak for my division. I think this might be an extremely hot take, but I think Asianese runs the gauntlet. They looked extremely well the earlier weeks of the tourney. They had some unfortunate FFs due to, I guess, players not being on, but they are a very strong team, and I think if they just put the pieces together, they can run it.
Yeah, well, I mean, they got, what did they got? They got, everyone plays a total of 14 games, so that would be, if they win their next 2, they're probably going to be kind of getting close to the clump in the center there, and they might have to run a gauntlet game or 2, but I mean, like you said, they could make it through. But if they get everybody on, they get their roster together, I think they can make it happen.
Yeah.
I would say in our division master, I would put in BPG Ruby. They've beaten Direwolves and my team, and they have some good plays and team comms, and I think they would run the gauntlet.
BPG Ruby, yeah. We got a win off of them, but then we got a loss off of them. They were pretty decent. I mean, they had a bit of a shuffle with their roster, but I could also see that happening with Gauntlet. So I mean, maybe the top 4 might have to be a little cautious around them because they have been looking pretty good. Now, what I want to know is, what do you guys think about... so obviously there's 3 of us here that are in Masters Division and then someone in the Champions Division. So I want to touch on a bit of a quick topic about the Masters. What do you guys think happened with Espionage? Weren't they pretty high early on in the season? Pretty sure they were.
Oh yeah, they were within top 4 the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they fell down to be next to Apple Bottom Boys and Gods, which have been sitting down there as well for quite a long time within this season. But to see them down there, from my perspective especially, is like a super big surprise. I'm not too sure what they've got going on with like rosters or anything like that, if that's any sort of thing contributing into their losses. But at the same time, it's really sad to see them down there. But honestly, this could just be a setup for them to run the gauntlet. They are one of the teams within this division that can do it, in my opinion, along with Gods and Ruby, as we were talking about a little bit ago. But not too sure. Do you guys know? Have you guys played against them and felt like there was a little bit of a difference in their gameplay?
I personally have not played against them yet. I think we FF'd to them the first week, if I recall correctly. I think we play them this weekend though, but it's sad to see him down there. Yuki is my brother from another mother, so I hope they bounce back in the gauntlet, because that would be pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When we played them, so the way the schedule works is it's like a snake, because like we played like Direwolves, Mad Rars first, and we're not going to be playing them until next week, which is the last heat. So we played Espionage at the tail end, so we played them, and then we played them again right away after. So we beat them each time. They did not have their starting ADC. I think I don't know what his username is now, but it used to be Shu. They didn't have him. They had a couple roster swaps a little bit, but yeah, we beat them both times, both games. I think the first game was closer than the second, but Yeah, they started off strong. I think they're getting their boys back on the roster like usual. So I think they could potentially be a gauntlet runner. Outrage, have you played these guys? I think you've. Were you on the roster when you played them?
Yeah, we played them last night. They just they're okay. I didn't play against them last split, so I can't really tell the difference between them. But they're okay.
Yeah, like last split, they were the ones that ran all the way through preseason and took second place there as well. So honestly, this is definitely a different vision of what we are used to seeing out of Espionage. So I'm very surprised as well. But honestly, there's still another heat to go. They still have a little bit more to get themselves to at least fifth place, if not fourth. But it's just a matter of what happens within the top of the standings. So it might just look like a gauntlet run, but they're the ones to be able to do it, in my opinion. So we're just going to have to see.
Yeah, they also won their division last season.
Yeah,
and
very true.
I'll take what Stripe says. They successfully defeated their demons, which was the direwolves. He worded that pretty well. I like that. But I mean, I don't want to call this a fall from grace, but it's definitely not what we're used to seeing out of them. I mean, sometimes their performance gets a little different when it comes to the tail end of the season, but they usually start off pretty strong. But yeah, I mean, everybody on there, they're a good group of guys. I think they could probably make it. Now, what I'm curious about, what I want to ask all three of you, is on previous episodes, actually dating back to last season, a good talking point was the Warriors division, because a lot of people want to know, like, is this division just, like, stacked? Because we have teams like the Power Rangers, Team Empire Gaming doing, like, insanely well. We have, I think Cog Plutus also did really well last season in Warriors, and they're all in the top three right now. So obviously we don't play, none of us play in this division, but like, what's your guys' take on this division as a whole? Because I feel like this is like the same thing that happened last season in terms of like good teams coming from this division.
Overhyped. Bonobos are going to crush him in Grand Tournament. Not even close.
Really? Grand Tournament. Okay, so we're jumping all the way to Grand Tourney.
Had to get that out there.
So would you say you would crush any one of the three, like the top
Oh,
three?
yeah, no. Oh, easy. Easy.
Easy, he says.
No chance.
Nice. Okay. I mean, I would like to see TEG boosted bonobos finals. I think that would be the most hype.
Oh, that'd be a banger.
Oh my god, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, and those are two Grand Tournament winners back to back, so that'd be a really fun finals to watch in that regard. But I mean, Power Rangers don't strike interest against you, Vincent, like the Plutus boys from last season, same old thing? No?
I was on, last time I played these guys, I was on a team. They're pretty popular, M&G Direwolves. I have the jersey here. This is my jersey, my personal jersey.
Oh, very nice.
And we take it out the trash, dude. It's about the bonobos this season. It's not even close.
Ooh. Boosted bonobos, yeah. Vincent tossing out the old M&G Direwolves jersey.
Yeah, Boosted bonobos looking like LMR with their trash disposal out here. Let's go. That's too funny. What about you guys, Outrage and RunningGriffin? Any other of these Warriors teams striking out as one of the favorites going into Grands or playoffs, or any sort of strengths that they have that you guys fear as a team going into Grand Tournaments within these next couple of weeks?
I think the biggest thing I fear is just team synergy. Not the actual team synergy, but the synergy amongst the teams at the top of this division. With Champions Division, it's a lot of newer teams that have just been formed within the past few months. So the level of communication and trust that those teams have over other teams is going to be really difficult once you get to best of threes and best of fives post the early stage of Grand Tourney.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because groups, you can only place yourself so high and so low and get eliminated at any point, but as soon as that bracket's made, it's all sweet pickings from there, depending on the team that gets seeded with another easy or another hard team. So it just all depends.
I do also want to point out, so now that so for Grand Tourney with the Tier 1 teams, it's going to be 4 groups of 4. So exactly how we all always wanted it to be, because in the previous seasons it was we had 3 in each one, and even before that I think it was it was four groups of 3. So we finally have that 4 in each of them. So I mean, if I were the other teams in any division, I think you just want to make Grand Tourney like it's going to be probably the biggest Grand Tourney that we've had so far because of just how many more teams we have and a lot of different matchups. I know we've seen like MNG teams in the same region or VRG teams in the same region that they just beat each other out and see which one makes it on. But yeah, I mean we're getting close to Grand Tourney time. I mean it's like Worlds in fall for Pro League. This is our Worlds. Everybody wants to make it.
I would say Warriors, they pretty strong division, probably one of the strongest division in LAS so far. But they're just 3 teams that are really good. But there's one team I would be a little worried about, but the rest of the top 3, not really. They have their pros and cons. But overall, pretty good division. Yep.
Yeah, I feel like with Warriors, it's like we have the top 3 that are the best, and then the rest of the 5 are kind of at similar playing fields. And when you look at something like Masters or Legends, it's not the top 3 teams are good, but I feel like there's more of a distribution of skill within each team. Like for Masters, I feel like Masters division has been like, if you ask me, I feel like it's probably the hardest it's been. I feel like every team has really ramped up. We have a few new ones, but it's definitely been a very, very tough division in terms of competitiveness. But I mean, what haven't we looked at? I mean, Legends division, we got a few new teams that are actually doing really well, specifically Astral Knights and Mint Gaming Vanilla. Very cool names. 10-2 and 8-4. Actually, you know, now that I mention it, we do see the Titans are yet to lose. I'm actually kind of curious if we think they're going to end undefeated, because I kind of want to look at their strength of schedule. And so next week we have Astral Knights and Titans, and then Titans play Mint Gaming Vanilla. So wait, that's actually really cool because they play the teams right below them. So this is kind of, I'm going to put this out to everybody. Who here thinks that they're going to end undefeated? Think they're going to end undefeated? I'll probably go yes. Now, RunningGriffin, who do you think is going to beat him?
I think either one of these teams could beat them. I'm not choosing a team in particular, but I think they might be a little too comfortable up there with no losses. I might just come into this last week just a little too confident and just drop one of those games.
See, like what I'm getting from Titans is, I don't know if you guys, some of you probably remember, but Power Rangers last season, they had an undefeated regular season, but then they fell out in Grand Tourney, I believe. I think they won their division, but they did not keep the undefeated streak going into Grand Tourney. They actually had a very unfortunate loss in Grand Tourney. I mean, in the past lock-in episodes, I mean, they always came up as a talking point, like, are they going to keep winning? How are they going to do in Grand Tourney? And I think we all kind of agreed that they were going to do good in Grand Tourney. They did make it out of their group, but they didn't win the whole thing. I kind of thought they would, but I'm getting very similar vibes with VRG Titans with them, because I don't think they're going to end undefeated, but I think they're going to have a really solid finish to their regular season. I can see them hoisting another banner, but I think Grand Tourney is the question mark for me.
Yeah, it just depends on like what other teams get to show up in that time. Like there is a little bit of a gap between Grand and what was the divisional playoffs, I'm pretty sure. So it's just a matter of like who's able to get a lot of practice in and all that kind of stuff. And I know VRG Titans doesn't really get too much practice in, but at the same time when they show up, they're obviously showing up. That's 12-0 speaking for itself right there. But at the same time, I did also look at Astral Knights and Mint Gaming Vanilla as their head-to-head, and they've taken a game off of each other. They're currently 1-1 against each other. So to have that go into effect with Titans beating them both times they played them, is something that we're just going to have to see for the rest of the weeks. So, not too sure. It's going to be interesting.
Hot take: in Legend Division, Astral Knights will win.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you think Astral Knights are... Do you think that they're going to face Titans in the finals?
Yes,
Yes.
and I think Astral Knights will win. For sure.
Oh, okay. Anyone else agree with that? That's kind
I'm
of
going all
interesting.
in with them. Astral Knights,
All
Legends
in.
champions.
Didn't you raise your hand for undefeated Titans?
Oh,
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah, but like
Uh-oh.
that's for the season.
Yes, that's for the
Yeah.
regular season. Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
for the
but
regular
that's
season,
true.
but for the division playoffs, Astral Knights gonna win
The Titans are gonna get exposed.
by Danny Ivar.
Exposed.
Carried by Pac.
yeah, right. Yeah, because I'm still on that roster. Right. I'm gonna have to call Triton after this. Ooh.
Pac is. Do you think Triton is gonna crumble under the pressure that is Astral Knights?
So I don't think so, coming from honest opinion without wearing VRG on my back all day, every day. But I think they're going to be able to persevere and go into this with high hopes and continue to take the championship division as themselves. But going into Grands, that's when I'm able to be like a little dicey on it, because that's when a lot of losses come into play for all of these undefeated teams. We've seen it with old VRG, we've seen it with old boosted bonobos, we've seen it with Power Rangers from last season. Like, those undefeated teams that ran and just had such a good look to them have always stumbled in Grand Tournament. So I don't want to shed light on them being the victors of Grand Tournament quite yet, because there's a lot of competitions even within the tier 2 teams. But at the same time, I think they're just going to ride the rest of these weeks out, and then come Grand Tournament, we're just going to have to see.
Yeah, I can see that. I do want to touch on the tier 2 divisions, because they already have playoffs all set and ready to go. The Conquerors and the Monarchs, I think they're both set up on the schedule. Let me look at their playoff tab. Yeah, it's already set up. So if you go to Monarchs, I think I would like to go into a little bit of a prediction here. We have BPG Mayhem going against New Wave Paradox, and RAR against Homie States of America. Now, I did say this on a previous episode. New Wave Paradox is a team that acquired an AFK spot, so they did start 0-2. But I did see the game that they streamed. I forget who they were playing against, but they actually absolutely popped off in that game. So I've been keeping an eye on the Monarchs results. I kind of have an idea of who's good and who's not. But does anyone think they know who's going to win this playoff run in the tier 2 division?
I think
I'll definitely.
it's easily. Oh,
No, you go
on.
ahead. No, you go
I
ahead.
think it's easily Mayhem. I was a sub in a scrim versus them, and they just they popped off. I think they make a deeper run than just winning their division. I think they potentially even get out of groups in Grand Tourney. I think this is a very solid team that has a lot of good plays together and good macro.
Yeah, and I will actually quickly back them up on that. I will say also Mayhem is going to be taking this as well. They have been looking pretty good as well. With New Wave Paradox and RAR and Homie States of America, I think all of these games are going to be going to the extended 3. I think it's going to be 1-1, and then the other victor taking the other match. It's just going to be of macro and team play and seeing how everything goes out. And then the finals, I'm thinking it's going to be probably Mayhem and Homie, but at the same time, I've seen RAR pull stuff out of their butt when it's clutch time. So it might be Mayhem RAR, Mayhem Homie States. But I think Mayhem's just going to run with it and then take it into groups with high hopes.
Yeah, I do also agree that Homie States and Mayhem are probably going to make finals, but I don't really know who's going to take it, because I'm pretty sure they're in similar stand. Yeah, they're both 8-2 right now. Who's going to win? If I were to predict right now, I would probably also go with BPG Mayhem, because I don't only look at who won and who lost. I also like to see how the game went. I like to click on the results and that kind of helps me form my opinion as well. And I actually do see a lot of more commanding wins coming out of Mayhem compared to Homie States. Based on what I've seen, I think Homie States of America have closer wins, and BBG Mayhem have more dominating wins. So I think it's also going to go to 3 games, and I do think that BBG Mayhem has a bit of an edge there.
I personally am all for upsets. I want to see New Wave Paradox just take it all the way. I think I haven't personally watched any of the Monarchs division, but I mean, hey, why not, right?
Yeah, you're always one to pick the underdog, so
Oh,
I mean, I
yeah.
could see that, especially with New Wave Paradox taking that 0-2 spot and like being able to come out with a lot of good plays when it came to the stream games and whatnot. So I'm personally excited to see the Mayhem New Wave, despite the finals of whatever that's going to be. And that's also going to go to the 3 games like I was predicting too. So I can definitely see where you're coming from with that series.
Yeah, I wish I remember who they were playing against, but New Wave Paradox is definitely better than what their record shows. I mean, they have the 4th seed, but I can see a world where they do beat BBG Mayhem, but I would probably bet on Mayhem, but I would always like to see the upset for sure. Now, I am curious about, so Conquerors division. Let's take a look at them. Got their playoffs already picked up. So we have Eden Zeza Rose getting that 1st seed going up against the 4th seed MNG Moon, and Uwu against Simply Built Different. Now, who do you think is going to take this one? Probably, I would assume either Eden's or Simply Built, probably.
Oh yeah, 100%. Personally, I think it's Eden's. I've been liking them since like the beginning. They are also, if I were to look on my top 10, at number 10. So I still had him there, despite having like the 1st and 2nd seeds from all the tier 1 divisions. I do like Eden's Desert Rose, and I think they're just going to be able to sweep this one out with 2 O's each time.
Anyone else got a take on that?
They're tier 2 teams, right?
They are in the tier 2 division, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't care. They're all bad. No, they're all bad. It doesn't matter. Like, we'll see them grand tournament, though. Your top 10 will be very wrong. They're definitely not a top 10 team.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, I was going to make the argument that Eden's and Simply Built could, I mean, definitely be up where, I mean, maybe not Masters, but I'd say maybe Legends or another division. But I mean, the record doesn't lie. I think they're probably pretty good.
They could probably get to Masters, like with their players and points, but they'll probably be at the bottom 4.
Yeah.
True.
I think I have Simply Built Different winning this division. The games that they lost is when there's a ruling update and they lost one of their players, so they had to fill in that spot, and that was the only week that they lost, I believe, and they've won everything since. So I think they theoretically could be in 1st seed coming into this. But yeah, I think they have a really good chance of taking this division down.
Yeah, well, they do play. So it seems like they each have a bye because they don't play next week. So they get a week off and then they get into playoffs. Okay. All right. Who haven't we talked about yet? Let's see. So I do want to. I think I want to retouch on the Champions Division as MNGP team, Griffin, your team. I do. So it is unfortunate that Bonjour is actually out. So the division kind of becomes 7. I know you touched on Asianese earlier, but are there any? How do you feel about the top 3 in this division? We've talked about top 3 in Warriors. We talked about top 3 in Legends. Do you think this top 3 is like similar strength to the other top 3s? You'd say?
No, I think this entire division is kind of mid-tier, including ourselves. I think no one from this division gets out of groups. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. So you think even if they sent their top 3, you don't think they're going to make it out of their group in Grand Tournament?
No, I mean MNG Rose did recently completely change their roster, but I think the game on stream against them yesterday, I think we are like ranked under them, but we could have won if our jungler didn't int. But other than that, I don't think if they're first seed and we like barely lost to them, I don't think they're going very far.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would probably reflect that as well, because I think the top 3 in both Legends and Warriors are just on another level. I kind of want to keep the top three topic going. Now, what about Masters? Who do we think is going to finish top 3 there? Is it as easy to predict them? I mean, we touched on Gauntlet earlier, but I'm curious, what do you guys think about who's going to finish top 3 in this?
I got bye week number 1, then boosted bonobos number 2, and then sad wolves number 3.
The what?
Sad wolves.
Sad wolves.
Yeah, sad wolves.
Oh, you mean the team Vincent threw in the trash?
Yeah,
Yeah, that
sad
one.
wolves. Yeah.
The red one.
The sad wolves. Okay. What do you think, Pac? Think similar? Or do you think someone's gonna snatch it?
Honestly, I'm not quite sure. I think bye week is definitely going to come in this with confidence. I will give him first place. Direwolf second place, and honestly, it depends on strength of schedule with Boosted Bonobos and Mad Roars, but I'm going to give it to Boosted Bonobos just because I've known them to be one of those teams just to come back and be able to do a lot of incredible stuff, especially with that really good mid laner. I forget his name, but like he does really good stuff sometimes. So I guess he's going to be able to clutch out.
Gonna make me blush.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I'd like some of those wins that you stole from us, especially the first one. That one still kind of haunts us.
All right, you want me to be realistic or on some cope?
Give me the cope. I want to hear the cope.
All right, the cope is bye week number 1. Direwolves number 2 and Mad Roars number 3. Like, come on. It's obviously going to be us at number 1. Like, it's no shot. No shot anyone else claims number 1. The only way COG bye week is number 1 is if they just don't lose to BPG Ruby, and they're going to win. BPG Ruby are going to beat you guys next week, I'm telling you. So
Interesting.
So with that, we will tie you guys for first. If Direwolves also lose, let's be real, they're also gonna lose. So they're gonna lose. We're gonna win all of our games, obviously, because we're the best team in the LAS. And we have the head-to-head versus you, so we're number 1. Easy.
True.
That was the cope take. Okay, we're getting number 2.
Got the cope take out of the way.
Who's your number 1 then?
Direwolves, man, I guess.
Oh
they can have the season. We had 2 FFs. Not a real number 1.
Said Panzer on his way out with one more one.
Yeah, exactly.
So, trying to think, because the top 3 here, I think, is probably the most up in the air, even though we have obviously 2 teams at 9 and 3. Now, I'm kind of curious if your bonobos can actually climb higher than those teams if they get the losses. So, like, you guys still have a rescheduled game. If you win that game, you're 8 and 4, and if you were to win your next 2, you're 10 and 4. And if both Direwolves and COG bye week lose 2, you would clinch the first one. How real do you think that could be?
Honestly, I don't see Direwolves losing, but I do see the only team. I do honestly think the bye week and Ruby game could be close. Maybe, right? Maybe, but I don't know. Who knows? That's the only way, honestly. But yeah, I think we're just gonna be we'll probably end up 3rd, to be honest. which is fine. That's all right.
Securing top 3, there's nothing wrong with that. You avoid Gauntlet.
Yeah, exactly.
Outrage, how confident are you in beating Ruby?
Pretty confident. We have a brand new team right now. We changed our roster up. Pretty much brought in my boys that we've been playing in Meta Shift, and we played a season and a half, and we're still undefeated. So it's looking pretty bad for LAS now that with the roster changes.
Okay. Yeah, the last thing I'll say about this region is I am curious if Apple Bottom could make some kind of miracle run. Because they need to play. Now you're shaking your. I see you shaking.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say we got
3 rescheduled
No
games,
way.
so the best they could possibly finish is 7-7 now.
I love those guys to death. They're great.
Yeah,
They've been around the LAS forever. But
Yeah.
let's be realistic here. They ain't winning. No shot.
No shot.
Try again next season.
No Apple Bottom boy Copage.
I love their team name. I love their logo. I love everything about them.
They used to be race car beds, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
two banger names after
Dude,
the other.
They have, besides Boosted Bonobos, they have the best team name, best logo, best everything. Best personalities. They got it all. Except for the wins.
Yeah, they're a good group. Actually, funny you mentioned that about the Boosted Bonobos name. I've been meaning to ask you, what made you choose the new logo for the Bonobos?
Oh, we just had to change it up because it's not the original 5. Because our jungler doesn't like League, so he doesn't play the game, and our ADC ranked out, so he can't even play. So we just have 2 randoms. Just kidding, I love those guys. We just had 2 guys filling in for those spots, and we were like, all right, we need a new logo for the season. We picked this cute monkey. He's pretty great.
He is
Straight off of Google.
Straight off of Google. Every time we hype up someone's logo, they say, "Thanks, we got it from Google."
Yeah, or like Panzer did it in like word art or some shit.
Yeah. When we had the captain of Chaotic Esports on, he's like, "Thanks, I got it from Fiverr."
Yeah, literally just straight up.
Does anybody make their logos anymore? Are they just yoinking them from everywhere?
I'm not going to take credit for that. I stole that straight from Google. I was like, that looks cute. We voted on it. We had like 5 lined up, and that was the cutest one, so we went with that one.
Can you see that logo on a Grand Tourney banner?
I'd cry.
That'd be one for the website books right there.
Yeah, jeez Louise.
The winner of Grand Tourney, the Boosted Bonobos monkey logo.
Definitely
Do it again. Yeah.
All right. Well, we always like to wind down the show by talking about some lock-in questions. We have people that we haven't. I kind of want to tap into the ones that we have in the back that we haven't covered. We haven't gotten too many new teams yet. Funny enough, Outrage and RunningGriffin have contributed to the questions. I actually want to call out Outrage's, which is the best COG team. Now, would you consider yourselves the best COG team?
If you asked me like last week, I would say yes, but we scrimmed against COG coin flip, and we just bent over and just got slapped. But now we're undefeated now with our new roster, so it's undecided. But they are the best COG team, I think.
And how many COG teams are there now? 3. 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Bi-week Plutus and the
flip.
other one's coin flip. Yep.
So right now, where it stands right now, give me the top 3, or the best from out of all 3.
Coin flip, bye week, and then blank, then Plutus.
Oh. you got some Randy teams above Plutus.
Oh, just a lot of subs, yeah.
Just a lot of subs. All right, let's. So RunningGriffin, you said something as well. You said, "What do we think are the top 5 new teams to LAS you are excited to watch this season?" Do you have an answer to your own question there?
Uh,
Because
Let me just
it is
check
it
real
is an
quick.
interesting question. Because usually when you ask a question, some people usually have an answer already lined up. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
curious if you had any answers to
Well,
that one.
obviously, my team has to be on that list. I'm also gonna say MNG Rose.
Okay.
And then are all the BPG teams new this season?
Yes.
Yep.
Pretty sure. Yeah,
Brand new.
I'm pretty sure I'd clump all the BPG teams into that. I know they have they're doing a lot of work over there and getting some good coaching and just dedication over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, BPG came into the league new to the league and just brought forth all their teams, and I will say pretty much all of them have had some pretty solid games in this season so far. Did anyone else have any new teams that you think aren't BPG? Like for starters, I think Astral Knights are definitely a big team with a 10-2 record right now. Let me look at some others. So that's in Legends. Any new ones in?
Yeah, like Rose, Coin Flip, I would put those definitely on there. Eden's Rose would be another one for me, personally.
Okay.
Simply Built different at this point. Might as well be living up to its name, putting them on my list. Mayhem, another BPG team, like you were saying before, I would put them on my list too. And then going over to Masters Division, because I know it's literally like all veteran teams besides Mad and Bye Week. I'll put Bye Week on there.
We're pretty fun to watch.
Oh yeah, I bet. I'm excited.
All right. You're good.
I would say Astro Knights is probably the most fun games you'll watch, and Boosted Baboons. They do some, yeah, Boosted Baboons. They do some wonky stuff that make my jungler cry a little bit. Shout out to Split Breed, but yeah, they don't play standard.
Yeah, we make it fun.
Yeah, you make it fun with the Pantheon support.
Oh yeah.
Just don't give them Zillion because I hate that crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll finish it with one more question again from Mr. Griffin here. Favorite fast food restaurant?
Taco Bell, hands down.
All right, put me on that list too. You got 2 out of the way.
Does Subway count?
Yes.
Yeah. Subway. Oh,
Yeah, Subway.
Okay.
Some foot long, baby.
All the sandwich places, you pick the worst one. That's exactly what I would expect from someone who plays for bye week, dude.
Oh, how are you gonna say that? What, Quizno?
Firehouse subs, dude, they're easily better. And Jersey Mike's is also better.
Yeah, I just had that today.
Jersey Mike's is
Let's go.
Nah, you can't get like a big chunk of like olives. Can't get that from Firehouse.
You can make a
Sub.
Subway sandwich at home.
I don't
Their
have
ingredient.
I don't have olives at my house.
All right, suit yourself. Man. Suit yourself.
I guess that's on you.
Yeah.
Vincent, best fast food restaurant, go. Is it Firehouse Subs or is it something else?
In terms of quality of the food, probably Shake Shack.
Oh.
But their value is like, dude, they're so expensive, so I don't like to go there. Probably just Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
You stole
Yeah.
mine. That was going to be mine as well.
Yeah, they're pretty goated.
Yeah.
I'll swap mine to Panera just to be a little different. I love Panera too.
They're also goated.
Mm-hmm. They kind of count as fast food, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Kinda.
So.
They kind of advertise themselves as like more clean. Like
Yeah, they're, like,
cleanly
upscale.
but I'd still consider it because if you look at the calories,
They're fast as fuck either way. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
They're also way too expensive.
Yeah, it's a bit much. But once you've eaten tomato soup out of a bread bowl, you never go back. Stuff's so good.
It is.
All right. You know what? This is gonna be new. We're gonna end the episode shortly, but I want to give you guys the ability to shout out some peeps. Who do you want to shout out? Give some shout outs. Anyone?
all right, start with Vincent. Start with Vincent.
Yeah. You want to call someone out? You want to shout someone out? Your call.
All right, I'll shout out the entire Boosted Bonobos roster. I'll shout out Cute Maid specifically for subbing in for us. He's actually basically our starter AD carry at this point. Dude's been killing it down there. And also shout out my dog Abby. She's 13.
Nice.
Gotta
She's
love
really
the dogs.
How about you, Rich?
Uh,
You can shout out your dog too, by the way.
shout
Yeah, we
out
saw
to
your dog.
my shout out to my dog, Luca Doktich. But shout out to pretty much every team in COG. Talk a lot of crap, but love you guys all. And then shout out to Ivar for always having my back. And then Phil, he was subbing in for us at mid lane. He didn't get mad once when we played Aurelion Soul blind.
Oh boy.
Wow. That takes some guts.
Yeah.
How about you, Griffin?
I'll say a shout out to Direwolves for being like really good scrim partners, helping us improve, and also a shout out to my mid laner Seaborg. When you put him on a carry, he definitely carries. So good on him for being a really well rounded player.
Pac, give me some shout outs. We'll do some too.
Man, all right.
Do it. Go
you
ahead.
know what? Shout out to Triton for keeping the VRG name somewhere.
True.
Shout out to the Warriors, Kakalin, picking up some of the loose ends. Shout out to the Gods for being such an improving team. Gotta love those guys. They're taking over my spot. So those are my babies from day one. Let's see. Shout out to Astral Knights. Please put on a good show against Titans. Even though we want to beat you, just put on a good show. And shout out to Busa Bonobos. Try and take first place because that would be hilarious.
Oh, for
That'd be
you.
great.
Yeah. As for me, I'm going to do a very broad shout out. I just want to shout out all the new teams that have come in because we've had a lot of new faces here and a lot of people are very excited about nearing the end of the season. So shout out to all of you. Shout out to all the feedback. Shout out to all the teams that are going to make it into playoffs. And that's about it. So I want to thank you all three for coming on. It's been a very fun one. It's something new. We got more people on here and we've had fun. So thank you guys for coming on.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. And for everybody watching, next week is the final heat, the heat number 6 before playoffs. And then the holy grail of LAS Grand Tourney. Everyone wants to make it. And hopefully you're on that team that makes it. So thank you for watching, and we will see you next week for more LAS action. See you later. Get out of here.
Oh.